So this all began way back in November when, as you say, the craft just wasn't sending back anything that we could unravel back on Earth. It was all...
It started with silence. For months, Voyager 1, NASA's farthest traveled spacecraft, was speaking in gibberish, a ghost in the data. Engineers combed through the noise, expecting failure, bracing for the inevitable. After all, it had been decades. The probe had long outlived its mission, cruising more than 15 billion miles away, deeper into interstellar space than anything ever built by human hands. Then, against all odds, it spoke clearly again. Not just static, not corrupted code, actual telemetry, actual science. Voyager 1 was alive. That moment lit up screens across mission control like a flare in the dark. Readings came in its system health, status reports, instrument activity. It was as if nothing had ever gone wrong, but something had. Back in late 2023, everything the probe sent home became unreadable. The Deep Space Network could still detect a signal, but it didn't make sense. No structure, no logic, just chaos. At the time, most assumed the worst. Voyager 1 is running on tech from the 1970s. Its memory banks could be outmatched by modern calculators. Its processors long outdated. Its nuclear power supply is fading, systems shutting down one by one to preserve juice. And yet, for over 45 years, it had kept going. Until it didn't. The garbled data was traced to a malfunction in a single memory chip, an ancient piece of hardware storing critical telemetry formatting. That chip failed. Voyager lost the ability to package its messages in a way we could understand. Imagine your brain trying to speak a language your mouth no longer knows how to form. The spacecraft was still sending signals, but they were meaningless. So, Earth got creative. Over a distance of 22 billion kilometers, where a single message takes over 21 hours to arrive, NASA engineers attempted something that had never been done before. They wrote new code, carefully crafted to bypass the faulty memory region, and uploaded it to the spacecraft using the Deep Space Network. No test bed, no second chances. Just one shot to reach across the void and wake a sleeping machine. And it worked. That alone would have been enough. But what came next is what stunned scientists the most. Voyager didn't just recover. It resumed collecting data like nothing had happened. It was like shaking hands with history, a moment of contact between our species and a vessel that has quietly wandered into the galactic dark for nearly 5 decades. It was more than technical triumph, it was philosophical. Because Voyager 1 isn't just another machine. It's a witness, a time capsule, a story told in radiation readings and plasma waves and magnetic field shifts. And now it's speaking again. The implications? Monumental. It proved that even at the edge of our influence, we're not cut off. We can reach. We can fix. We can listen. Space missions that once assumed a 5 or 10-year lifespan may now be planned for centuries. If a spacecraft built before the internet still talks back from outside the heliosphere, what can tomorrow's probes do with modern AI and power systems? This was more than a reboot. It was a message to the future. But let's talk about how it even survived this long. Voyager 1 operates in a region where sunlight is barely a whisper. Cosmic radiation is constant. The cold is near absolute zero. And still, the instruments continue to detect and transmit. Its plasma wave subsystem still hears the low rumbles of space. Its magnetometer still maps invisible tides of force. No other probe has ever directly sampled interstellar space the way Voyager 1 is now doing. This data is gold. It tells us about the shape of our solar bubble, the heliosphere, and how it interacts with the larger galactic environment. Scientists are using Voyager's readings to study how cosmic rays penetrate our solar system, how magnetic fields shift beyond the sun's reach, and what interstellar plasma really looks like. These aren't theoretical models anymore. They're real measurements coming from a probe drifting in the dark. And that makes what happened even more miraculous. For months, Voyager was functionally silent. Mission teams feared they'd lost it. When the signal first returned, people cried. Not because of the data, though it was good, but because something they thought had ended was still alive. It sparked a sense of awe, even among engineers who've spent their careers steeped in numbers and diagnostics. The repair was delicate. The chip failure had essentially blinded one of Voyager's subsystems. Without that formatting data, the probe didn't know how to talk to Earth in a way we could hear. But instead of fixing the chip, which they couldn't, they wrote new software to rewire the conversation. Like teaching someone with amnesia how to speak again, using new memories. And all of it was done from 15 billion miles away. It wasn't fast. It wasn't guaranteed. It was just precise, and careful, and bold. Voyager's success has already started to influence the next generation of deep space design. Agencies are now taking notes literally on how a probe like this could be more resilient, more redundant, more autonomous. How it could self-repair. How we could teach spacecraft to think through failures. Because this mission has shown something critical, long-duration exploration isn't science fiction anymore. It's now. Voyager 1 is proof that our creations can outlast us. That machines can endure, even when we expect them to fade. It's a reminder that our curiosity, coded into circuits and antennas, still pulses through the stars. This comeback wasn't just about technology. It was about identity, about who we are as a species. We build, we launch, we wait, and sometimes, across a chasm of light hours, something answers back. In a time of global noise and division, this tiny spacecraft delivered something rare: unity, wonder, silence, and then a voice from the void. Voyager 1 isn't just telling us about space anymore. It's telling us something about ourselves, about patience, about craftsmanship, about sending something into the dark not knowing if it will survive, and discovering, decades later, that it still remembers how to speak. That kind of endurance matters, not just for science, but for culture, for meaning. There's a metaphor here, obvious and powerful. We sent Voyager 1 off with a message in a bottle, literally. The golden record. Music, language, greetings from Earth. Etched into gold-plated copper and bolted to the side of the spacecraft. A symbol of who we were, or maybe who we hoped we'd be. It's unlikely it will ever be found. The galaxy is too vast. But that wasn't the point. The point was the gesture, that we dared to try. And now, decades later, that same craft, the one carrying Earth's hello, is still whispering back to us. There's no second Voyager 1. No replacement. What we have out there is unique in every way, not just because of where it is, but because of when it is. It's a relic of the analog world that somehow made it into the digital future. A Cold War spacecraft navigating a post-internet cosmos. And yet, here it is, outlasting expectations, sending back science that still reshapes what we think we know. What Voyager 1 has revealed isn't just found in hard numbers and waveforms. It's in what it inspires. It's in the quiet wonder of children hearing that something human is still out there. It's in the awe of retired engineers realizing their work still flies. It's in the decision to keep listening, even when no one knows if there's anything left to hear. The truth is, we don't know how long Voyager 1 will last. Its power source continues to fade. Instruments will shut down one at a time. Eventually, the radio will fall silent. Not because it failed, but because it gave us everything it could. And when that happens, it won't be an end. It'll be a monument. Floating through interstellar space, maybe forever. A silent thread between stars, carrying the imprint of its creators. But that day hasn't come yet. Right now, Voyager 1 is still working, still listening, still telling us what lies beyond the solar wind, beyond the edge of the sun's influence, in the space between stars. And that's the part that's easy to forget. This isn't outer space anymore. Voyager is in interstellar space. No other object from Earth has been there. No astronaut. No rover. Just this box of wires and metal, flying faster than any bullet, untouched by human hands for nearly half a century, and still it speaks. And what it says beneath the data and the voltage reports and the plasma readings is simple.
We're still out here.
We still remember, and we are not done exploring. If this video moved you, or if Voyager 1's resilience inspired you like it inspired us, give this video a like and subscribe for more stories like this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think Voyager 1's legacy will be? And what mission do you think should come next? We want to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep looking up.